What's up, Rooster Nation? Just got done doing a little filming. I filmed another Cooking with the Rock and another Monday morning service with the Rooster. And I thought I'd just lay down some Rooster Nation podcast tape while I'm on a roll. And, my little recording studio here is all neat and clean. What are my thoughts? What do I got for you? To tell you the truth, I don't know. I'm trying, I could tell I was getting in too much of a rut with this Rooster Nation podcast, right? This Rooster Nation podcast used to be hard for me to come up with topics and what to talk about and what to do. And now it's like I got such a long list of topics, I can't do them all because I don't have time to edit them. It just take up too much. So I could just tell I was in a rut and I had to mix it up. And, I did last episode about how some people actually challenged me on that assumption. And they said, listen, your content's great, but what are you doing to add more value? And, this is what I've come up with. At least I got the Cooking with the Rock. I got the Monday morning service, trying to talk about the product, get people familiar with the branding, come up with engaging content, and do something that's more than just recipes and product photography. So this is what I'm rolling with. Let me know what you think. If you've been digging it, text me. Let me know if you have ideas for what I could do. How I could improve it. Maybe you got some creative ideas. I'd love to hear them. Basically it's like, it's taken me a few days longer than I would have liked to get some of this creative content going. But it's like anything else, the first couple days are the hardest, right? The first day back at the gym is the hardest. The first day waking up early is the hardest. And the first couple skits you gotta write for this thing are the hardest. But they're starting to come a little bit easier. I got a couple scripts in the bank. I got some new filming equipment to kind of up my creativity. So I'm excited about all of that. What kind of gives me hope? What's the light at the end of the tunnel for me, right? Because this is all part of a larger strategy to try and get sales to go up. It doesn't matter if people think the videos are funny if sales aren't going up, right? So where are we at with that? As I've talked about a long time ago, we got all the different parts of the digital marketing plan to help boost sales. The organic content, all this stuff is the hardest part, the most time-consuming part, but we're in a good groove with that. The digital advertising campaigns are going well. We're putting all our dollars in the Whole Foods Mid-Atlantic region, right? Because the product is there right at eye level, just below eye level. People can see it. I've started to do some targeted Pinterest advertising. Same kind of thing. My Pinterest ads are doing well. It's like people are searching frozen vegetable recipes. Boom, they see an ad for Rooster and Lark, and they live within 2 miles of a Whole Foods in the Mid-Atlantic region. So we got all that going, and we have our retargeting campaign, of course. So what are we seeing with the sales? It's early, but what gives me hope is that sales let's not even say sales, velocities, right? That is what matters, the velocities. And I'm monitoring the velocities in the Whole Foods Mid-Atlantic region very, very closely, and they are going up a little bit each month, okay? We haven't had, the only down month we've had there, right, is we had 1 month where we were on sale. That was the best month. The month after that, the velocities dropped down a little bit, but they were still higher than all the previous months before that where we were on sale. So we've really had consistent growth in the Whole Foods Mid-Atlantic region in terms of velocities and overall sales, but I'm really focused on that velocity number. But it needs to be 10 times bigger. We don't need it to creep up a little bit each day. We need a huge, huge shift in velocity for the business and the sell-through rate in the Whole Foods Mid-Atlantic region. And that's what I'm still working on. I'm trying to get some more eyeballs on this and what I'm doing. And hopefully we're going to get some, positive publicity soon. That'll maybe help get some eyes on it. But we need a little bit of a catalyst, an accelerant to keep it moving forward, right? Because a little bit of growth is not going to cut it. We need a tremendous amount. We need a monumentous shift in momentum for the business and brand awareness and people who know about it. I'm hopeful. I'm trying to be patient, right? All this stuff takes time. Marketing takes time for it to take effect, right? You can't just launch it and then 3 months later go, oh, boo-hoo, it's not working. It takes time. It takes patience. You got to keep at it. And what is keeping me motivated right now is that Whole Foods Mid-Atlantic region. All my other stores, It's chugging along. But again, it's on the bottom or top shelf, and it's a real uphill battle. These bags aren't really made for the bottom shelf. I was walking into a couple stores here in Denver the other day. I walk in, the bags are all lying flat on the bottom of the shelf. That's how the store's choosing to merchandise them, and there is just no hope of really breaking through. Or, it's a lot harder. I don't want to say no hope, but it's a lot harder. So that's why I'm focused on Whole Foods Mid-Atlantic. And that's what's going on. That's the update on the marketing efforts. So trying to not stop this podcast. Want to keep Rooster Nation updated on the journey and the progress, but I'm trying to mix in more content and trying to just do different stuff, throwing stuff on the wall to see what sticks. I bought Mr. Cardboard Rock on an impulse buy, and actually I got it on Amazon Points. I've gotten all my video production and photography podcast equipment on Amazon Points. So I'm just... the best thing I've ever spent those points on. And next month, when my points kick in, I'm going to be purchasing a couple more things to really up my creativity. So I'm excited. I forgot one more thing. My poor neighbors. They must be hating me, right? I'm in here. I set up my whole studio and I'm preaching. I'm not preaching. I am screaming the breakfast miracle and my lines for these skits in my apartment. And I'm doing like 5 or 6 takes per skit just to get it right and tweak the sound. So my poor neighbors, I hope these walls are pretty soundproof, but if not, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And I hope you're starting to believe in the breakfast miracle because God knows you've been hearing enough about it. So Rooster Nation, that's all I got. Hope you've been enjoying the new stuff. Please text me. Let me know what you think. Give me your thoughts, feedback, suggestions, or just say hey. All right, so Rooster Nation, that's all I got. Probably maybe get one more podcast in before Thanksgiving. But otherwise, signing off for today. Rooster out.